citizens of Wake County are clearly confident that you are up to that task. Everyone in this room is confident that you are up to this task. I can tell you your fellow judges at the district court level are confident that you are up to this task, and I am certainly confident that you are up to this task. And I am confident that you will be one of the outstanding judges in Wake County. As you undertake this new journey, I would offer this one word of advice, which actually came from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India. But I think it's wise, and that is that wise judges never forget that the best way to sustain the dignity and status of their office is to deserve respect from the public at large by the quality of their judgments, the fearlessness, fairness, and objectivity of their approach, and the restraint, dignity, and decorum which they observe in their judicial conduct. Words of wisdom to follow. One of the characteristics of any good judge is good judgment. Judge Denning has already exercised considerable good judgment by inviting Karen Shanahan to come and present him to the court, and former Chief Justice I. Beverly Lake to administer the oath. So at this time, I am pleased to introduce and call upon one of the distinguished members of our bar, who's senior partner in the law firm Shanahan Law Group, who's had the privilege of practicing with Michael for quite a few years, Mr. Karen Shanahan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here. Nice to see Your Honor. It's not sure which way to look. In a courtroom full of judges, I have difficulty with one judge. I'm not even getting that. I have a courtroom full is certainly a pleasure. It's exciting at the same time. As we say, we begin formal remarks that things are an honor and a pleasure and a privilege, and they really are. It's an honor to be able to be a lawyer in the United States of America, the greatest nation with the rule of law. But to be a lawyer who becomes a judge, I obviously don't know that privilege, but for Michael, I know it's an exciting day. And as you commented on how important the position of becoming a judge is in our society, while it sounds exalted on the way in, I'm sure Michael, after about a week, is not going to feel particularly exalted, especially with the caseload that goes on in the district court. But the average citizen doesn't understand 240,000 cases, juvenile court, domestic court, small claims, and the whole gamut of where life needs to run. And so for judges in the district court, we're so honored for what you do and the undertaking, and how important that really is to our way of life. I think these ceremonies are also important that we stop and acknowledge the great tradition of our judicial system, part of the tripartite constitutional government that we have. We're having a change of roads and change of power without violence and without bloodshed. Unusual, and maybe all don't like necessarily judicial elections. We have them in North Carolina. It's an unfortunate gauntlet that judges have to go through. Michael certainly did that with dignity in the way he ran the court himself. I think you'll find that same dignity and high respect for the law in his role as judge. I'm sure he'll prefer to running for office. Now, this court knows, and every judge I've appeared in front of knows, I'm full of candor whether the court seeks it or not. So I have to temper my remarks by saying I think, looking around the room, I'm the only guy that's not real happy here today. The reason is I'm losing a great colleague. I'm losing a friend and a great guy, Michael Denning. I've known Michael for about 12 years now. He was with a private investigative company. And he was one of those guys who was always squared away, so you have to take extra time with him. He gets it. He gets life and he gets people. So as I was preparing today and trying to be joyful for him and thinking about my own plight and losing a good lawyer, it then dawned on me that I built my own gallows because I'm the one that suggested you run for judge. So be careful what you say, but I came upon that notion one day and watching Michael interact with people. He's one of these rare individuals that understands people and has a great compassion in his heart for people, a great intellect that matches it. And so, and watching him handle clients, he was with me just under 4 years after going to law school. He joined us, and watching his interaction with clients, ability to not only understand the law and for someone who was new, but also to come to reasoned outcomes for the client because he understood it and understands people. What a great skill set I think that way of background, Michael Joseph Denning, we do share a middle name. I know the one thing he wishes is that his parents were here. They're both passed away, Wes in Virginia. I know he'd like to have them acknowledged. His parents did leave behind 11 siblings. Michael was one of 7, having 6 brothers and 5 sisters, some of whom are here today. Michael went to UNC, graduated in 2004, went on to Campbell University, then of Lewis Creek, and graduated there in law school and joined our firm right out of law school. Before he did that, he actually is Marine background, Semper Fi, Semper Fidelis. He achieved not only the Navy Achievement Medal for his work in security in countries around the world while he was in, but also the Army gave him an Achievement Award for the support work he did in Haiti. Anyone who can become a Marine and serve with that kind of distinction, again, well equipped, I think, on the road to district court judge in Wayne County. So very, very honored for him and all that. Don't want to dwell on the political aspect of it, but he did win in Wayne County by 180,000 votes. I'm convinced it would have been 200,000 votes had he not been associated with my We prayed that, I think, for years to come. But Michael, after we talked about becoming a judge, he came back about a week later and said, I've done some research on it, I've thought about it, and most importantly, I've talked to Jill, and she says, I can do it. Michael set out with a tenacity to achieve an objective. It's something he had never done before, and to become actively involved. He's certainly an actively involved person. If you ask him who he most admires, he'll tell you it's James Madison for his work in the Constitutional Convention. It's the kind of guy Michael shows him he is. Judge Rader, I can tell you this, that he comes as prepared as you can to take on the district court judgeship. That he will be fully engaged when he takes his oath of office. That he will take his oath with a full commitment and a firm belief in his faith in God, his love of country, and his commitment to duty. You will find him both intellectual and down to earth. You will find him pithy and unpretentious. Those that appear in front of him will find that he will be prepared. And the lawyers better come prepared. For those that don't know Michael, I think he'll expect that of those. But at the same time, if he doesn't know the answer, he'll be the first to say he doesn't. Michael will not quit until he has the information he needs to make the best, wisest decision for those people that appear in front of him. So he'll take his job and not himself too seriously, and I think he'll be a welcome addition to the court. As the psalmist said, blessed are they who maintain justice, who constantly do what is right. I believe that applied to Michael Denning before he became judge. I am satisfied beyond pre-adventure that it will be the hallmark on which Judge Denning will be known. Your Honor, with those remarks, it's my privilege and honor, notwithstanding the fear of my eye, for missing a good friend and colleague, to present for investiture Michael Joseph Denning.
Thank you, Mr. Shanahan. At this time, I would recognize former Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court, my former boss, and now of counsel with the law firm of the Shanahan Law Group, and is also at that time working with Michael to administer the oath and make any comments that you may deem appropriate. Good to see you, Justice.
Thank you, Tom. Pleasure to be in your court. It's a special privilege to administer this very, very special oath of office. It's always a pleasure and a privilege. And that is especially true in this case because of my very high regard for Michael. I have practiced law with him for several years. I can attest to the fact that he knows the law and that he is gracious